question I have for you. Is it important to draw the graph in order to figure out the formula? Let's see. So this question here says, write the equation of this form in, of course, this form that you're familiar with, right, for each of the following. I have an endpoint of -2, -1, and an x-intercept. Well, wait a second. X-intercept. What are you talking about, x-intercept? X-intercept, what's the y value? Of course, y value has to be 0. Now I know what I'm doing. Okay, perfect. So my question then is, do you actually have to graph this thing? You know what? If you don't graph it, you're not going to understand it. Trust me. Watch this. Endpoint. Well, you know that that's your h value. You know that that's your k value. Everybody's good. So you've got an h value here of -2. You have a k value here of -1. You got to figure out your a value, and you got to figure out your b value. That's just all there is to it. But how can you figure that out? How can you figure out how the graph is opening or moving or showing left, right, whatever? You can't figure out anything unless you do a sketch. So let's do a big sketch over here. Watch. There's my x, of course. There's my y going in that direction, of course. All right, so let's plot the points. -2, -1. Okay, I can do that right now. -2, 1, 2, 1. There's your endpoint. That's the point that you're going to start everything with. X-intercept. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's your x-intercept right here. How's this graph going to look? Think about it. Your original graph should be one of those kind of cool things looking like that. Well, how's this going to bend? Obviously, the only way it can bend is if it does that. Okay. So with that in mind here, let's see if I can draw this a little nicer, hey? Okay, let's go. Let's try to draw it a little nicer. There we go. So there's the bend. It's going to go something like that. Okay, so with that in mind then, let's figure out the A value. Let's figure out the B value. First things first. If this thing's got a shape like this now has a shape that looks like that. Is it reflected vertically? No. No, so you know that your A value is going to be positive. But how about your B value? Well, this guy's going this way, and your new graph is going out that way, so our B value has to, of course, be a negative. Okay, but what are the values of those points? That's the thing that's killing me right now. It's really easy. There's your first point. There's your second point. Figure it out. Vertically, I only went up 1. So vertically, my stretch is only 1. But horizontally, I went back. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I went 9 in that direction. So obviously, my B value, watch out, it was stretched by a factor of 9. My B value has to be 1/9. Remember, it has to be flipped. Watch out on that. Okay, so let's draw this thing out. Let's write it all out. Okay, now that I've got all the values, writing it all out is easy. This is going to be 1 square root. There's your -1/9. X minus, oh, wait, it's a -2, so x plus 2, right? -1. There's your equation. Oh, how pretty. Okay, let's see if this works. Best thing to do, pop this into your calculator like that. Beautiful. See if this point shows up. See if that point shows up. Let's go. Let's rock. Let's see what it looks like. So I put into the calculator. There it is. There's the -1/9. There's the x plus 2. There's the -1. Let's graph this thing. Eesh, that looks terrible. But how can you tell if that -2, -1 is there, and of course that -11 is there? Second table. Look at the table. Oh, hey, look. There's that -11, 0. There's that intercept we talked about. And if you mouse this guy down all the way, you can see that our starting point there was at, oh, there it is, -2, -1. Oh, fantastic. We know we've done something right here. Those 2 points are on there. That has to be the right formula. So let's take a look at the next question. Check this one out. And remember, what's going to help us out is actually drawing the graph. So this one again, endpoint is at 1, -1. There's your H value, there's your K value. Start writing them out. H value is 1, K value is -1. Beautiful. You don't know what your A value is, you don't know what your B value is, but just by looking at your results, you should be able to determine that. Okay, so let's draw this. Okay, well, I know this point is way the heck out there, so I'm going to draw something like this. I'm going to draw it way out here. So there's my X, of course. There's my Y, of course. And here we go. At 1, -1. So 1 -1 is right there. My next point is at 17, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And 11. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There it is at 17, 11. Oh my God, yeah. Look at that. So this graph, obviously, if you look at it, looks like it goes out like that. Oh, so we got a huge vertical stretch factor and a huge horizontal stretch factor, obviously, because if that's your first point and that's your second point, oh my God, yeah, this is going to be incredible. Okay, well, let's go nuts. Let's figure out what that is. So, of course, my A value and my B value, if you look at this, look an awful lot like my original. So these guys are both going to be positive values. That's really nice. But let's figure out what that vertical stretch is. Remember, you went up 11 units here. From here to here is 11 units, told you by this. But from the end point, you have to go one more. So think about it. From here to go up is 1 plus 11 more gives you a total of 12 units up. And then how many units over? Well, if you think about this, this is at 17, but you started at 1. So you actually only moved over 16 units. That's it so far. Okay, so now we know what our values for A is. Our A is up 12. So our value for A is a stretch of 12. Our B is over 16. But remember, B is flipped. There you go. There you have it. Now you've got your A value, your B value, your H, and your K. Write me the formula. Okay, so Y equals A value, 12, square root. B value, 1/16. X minus H. It's a 1, so X minus 1. Boom. Your K value, -1. There we go. Let's plot this into our calculator, see if we get those actual 2 points. All right, let's see. Popping that formula into our calculator looks like that. I'm, of course, going to hit graph. Yeah, looks kind of like what we have written out there. Of course, this only goes up to 10. We got to go way the heck out there, out to 17 to see it. But that doesn't matter because we're going to go second, and we're going to hit the table. And sure enough, at 17, there's that 1711. That just proves we did the right thing. Oh, I was worried on that one. Look at how ugly this formula is. But the cool thing about it is if we know our H and our K value determined by the endpoint, we can figure out our A and B by doing a quick sketch of the graph and then figuring out how much did we go up, how much did we go over. There's our A and B. Pop it into the formula that we have, and everything's right with the world.